scale, item number 8, standing in place, reaching forward. So Sarah's going to be reaching as far as she can. With this one, we really want to make sure that they are cued to keep their shoulders back. We don't want them cheating to reach with their shoulders, and we want them to keep their heels flat on the ground. And it helps to have 2 therapists so you can keep them safe while guarding and have someone measure. So Sarah, I'm going to have you reach forward as far as you can, keeping those heels down. Go ahead and reach. Good. And then Laura's going to measure.
It's about 12 inches.
All right, come on back. So she would get a 4 because she was able to reach more than 10 inches. If she was unable to reach 10 inches but was able to reach past 5 inches, she would get a 3. If she could only reach about 2 inches, she would get a 2. And then if she needed some supervision, she'd get a 1. And if she was unable to perform the test, it would be a 0.
Okay. This is the Berg balance scale, item number 9. This is where the participant will be picking up an object from the floor. We have a slipper here. It can be another object, but it does have to be that same height because if it is taller, it will be easier for the participant. We also want the object to be close to their body so they're not having to lean forward and pick up that slipper. And with this test, they can either lean down and pick it up or squat down. It doesn't matter, but what we're looking for here is safety and that they're able to do this pretty easily. So Sarah, what I'm going to have you do is pick up the slipper. It doesn't really matter how you do it. I just want you to pick it up and then come back up to standing. Okay, so that would receive a 4 because it was safe and she did it easily. Next, we'll show you a 3. So what we're doing for a 3 here is she's still able to pick up the slipper. However, she needs some supervision. As a therapist, I might be kind of worried that she's a fall risk. So Sarah, we're going to have you pick up the slipper. Okay. And then for a 2, she's unable to pick up the slipper, but she's able to get down within 2 to 5 centimeters of the slipper. Go ahead, Sarah. Come back up. Okay. So that would have been a 2. And then for a 1, she's unable to pick up the slipper again. However, she is able to get down with some supervision. So, okay. And then for a 0, she's unable to try. All right, and that's all of that for item number 9.
Hi, so this is Berg Balance, item number 10, and it's looking over your left and right shoulders. So for this item, I'm going to ask Laura to go ahead and look over her left and right shoulder, and if she was able to perform a weight shift while doing so, you would give her 4 points. So Laura, can you go ahead and look over your left and then your right shoulder? Good. Nice. So if you saw, she was able to look completely backwards, so that tells me that she was doing a weight shift, and that would be 4 points. Now, you would give your participant 3 points if they're able to completely turn and look over one shoulder with a weight shift. Laura, can you go ahead and look over your shoulder? Nice. But as you saw, she was able to do one weight shift over one shoulder, and she was only able to look sideways with her other shoulder, so that would be 3 points. Now, if they're only able to look in the direction of their turning but not actually perform a weight shift, that would be 2 points. So Laura, can you go ahead and look over your shoulders? Good. So if you notice, she wasn't able to completely look backwards. She was only looking in the direction of her turn. Then, if while I ask her, Laura, can you go ahead and look over your shoulder, but something makes you feel nervous and makes you feel like, okay, this person needs more supervision, then that would be 1 point. Then, if you notice that your participant isn't actually able to actually perform the turn and they're going to need assistance to actually do the look over their shoulder, you would go ahead and score them at a 0.
Okay, so we're going to be doing the Berg balance scale, item number 11. We're going to be doing the turn 360 degrees. So I'm going to have my patient here, Elise. She's going to take a full 360 turn to the right. She's going to pause, and then she's going to do that same turn to the left. And during each turn, I'm going to have Sarah over here timing the turns, because to get a 4, she needs to be able to do each side in 4 seconds or less. To get a 3, she could only do one side in 4 seconds or less. To get a 2, she could do both turns, but she would do it very slowly, so more than 4 seconds. To get a 1, she would just need some close supervision or verbal cueing to be able to do the assignment. And then to get a 0, she would actually need a helper do the turn. Okay? So Elise, can you go ahead and do a full 360 turn to your right? Pause, and now to the left. And pause.
This is the Berg balance scale, item number 12, alternating step being while standing independently. So we're gonna have the patient stand independently in front of a 7 3/4 to 9 inch step. They will be alternating their steps 8 for a total of 8 steps. And to score a 4, they need to do all 8 steps in under 20 seconds. So Sarah, I'm gonna have you perform the test while Laura's timing. Good, so Sarah would have scored a 4. Now, if she performed all 8 steps, but it took her longer than 20 seconds, she would have gotten a 3. And then if she required some supervision, but with no aid from me, she would have gotten a 2. If she required some min assist while performing, she would have gotten a 3. No, a 1, sorry. I can't count. And if she would have not been able to perform it, she would have gotten a 0.
This is the Berg balance scale, item number 13, standing unsupported with 1 foot in front. So to get a 4 on this test, you need to have the patient sustain a tandem stance, which is heel to toe, for 30 seconds. So I'm going to have Sarah over here timing for me so I can guard Izzy. Izzy, do you feel comfortable putting your foot in front of the other, heel to toe? Okay. We're going to time this, Sarah, and if she gets 30 seconds, she gets a 4. Okay, for 30 seconds. And to get a 3, a lot of patients don't feel comfortable in that tandem stance. So you're going to have them just put their 1 foot in front of the other, make sure heel is in front of the toe, and this will also be for 30 seconds. Something to keep in mind, make sure that the 1 foot is in front of the other fully, and then also they can stand up to shoulder width apart, but if it's way out here, that is not acceptable to get a 3. And we'll time this for 30 seconds, so go ahead and put 1 foot in front of the other. Good. Okay, 30 seconds. And then to get a 2, they just have to do a small step in front. It doesn't have to be all the way in front, and that will also be for 30 seconds. So go ahead and show that one, Izzy. Okay. And then to get a 1, they just have to hold it for 15 seconds. And they may need assistance to get into that stance, but it'll just be for 15 seconds. You wanted to show? Okay. And then for the last one, to get a 0, they just need assistance or help just to get into that stance of stepping.
Hi, so this is Berg balance, item number 14, and it's standing on 1 leg independently. So I'm going to ask Laura to go ahead and stand on 1 leg, and if she is able to hold it for greater than 10 seconds, I would give her a score of 4 points. So Laura, can you go ahead and stand on 1 leg for me? Good. Now, if she's able to hold it for between 5 to 10 seconds, that would be a score of 3 points. Laura, can you go ahead and stand on 1 leg for me? Good. Now, if she's able to hold it for either 3 or more seconds, that would be a score of 2 points. Laura, again, can you stand on 1 leg for me? Nice. Now, if she's not able to hold it for 3 seconds, but is able to maintain standing independently, that would be a score of 1 point. Laura, can you stand on 1 leg for me? Good. And if she's not able to do so and would need assistance to maintain her balance, that would be a score of 0 points. Laura, can you go ahead and stand for me? That would be a 0.